We're a conservation organisation and we're involved in several threatened species recovery programs. We breed 5 different endangered bird species here and we release their offspring into different wild sites around New Zealand. All the programs that we're involved in are administered by Department of Conservation. DOC's role in these programs is managing the wild sites and a lot of the science work that goes on with these species to understand them better. Our role is really to supply good quality birds for them to release into these sites. We're recognised as a national partner, so it's a very close-knit relationship. The species that we have are quite often birds that fly under the radar in terms of public awareness, but they are species that really need the help. The 5 species are the kaki or black stilt, the orange-fronted parakeet or kakariki karaka, the shortplover or tuturutu, and the brown teal or pateke, and the blue duck or whio. From an organisational point of view, Lady Isaac was very much a visionary. Where we're standing now used to be a quarry. This is where it started. From there it sort of morphed into what we do now. The species that we look after here are really endangered. Some range from around about 200 left in the wild to just a few thousand, depending on the species. The orange-fronted parakeet has actually been classified as extinct 3 times over the last 100 years or so. And if it wasn't for the work that we've done here, they would most likely be actually extinct now. The captive breeding component has been responsible for ensuring that these guys are still around. It's quite complicated running a place like this. With 5 different species, they all have different needs. We're quite lucky here that we also have a lot of natural waterways that we can construct purpose-built aviaries around. So with our waterfowl aviaries and wading bird aviaries, they're built over natural waterways, which means that although they're in an aviary environment, they can still behave in a natural way, foraging for sort of natural food that they'd find in the wild, which really helps with breeding outcomes and just general welfare of the birds. And because we're not open to the public, we can set up our aviaries more for the birds rather than for people wanting to see those birds, which also helps making them feel like it's somewhere they want to nest and produce offspring. I think that the fact that we were able to halt the extinction of orange-fronted parakeets over the last 20-25 years and start reversing that it fills me with a lot of pride. So we have about 20 or so that work for the Conservation Trust. That's made up of different teams. We have the wildlife team, which is managed by Anne Richardson, and then myself, and then we have a team of about 6 wildlife keepers. We also have the landscape and maintenance teams as well. And they're responsible for the upkeep of the grounds as well as maintaining all the equipment that we have here. It's a 7-day-a-week, 365-day-a-year operation, so we've always got somebody on site looking after these guys. It's definitely very hands-off as much as we can be. There is some hand rearing for certain species, but everything's designed in a way that they don't get too used to people. We want to keep them as wild as possible. Most of them will end up being released to the wild, and we want to try and encourage those wild behaviours as much as possible. Every species that we hold on site has very different needs in terms of diet. Most of the diets are created in collaboration with scientists to mimic wild diets as much as we can in captivity. For some species, we're the hub or the collection point. We also have birds that are bred at other facilities like zoos. We process them, get them ready for release, and they get released from our site as well. I'd say at any one time we would have 200 to 300 birds on site. The Isaac Conservation Wildlife Trust is a unique place within New Zealand. There's nowhere else, as far as I know, that does what we do on the scale that we do it. We're very lucky that we don't rely on external funding to do what we do, which means that it's quite a stable environment where we can really do the right thing for the birds. Over the last 25 to 30 years, we've created something pretty special and we've done a lot for conservation here. And a lot of that's owed to Anne Richardson as well, who's worked here for 30 odd years and basically started the endangered species component of this facility. It's amazing to be a part of an organisation where you're contributing towards a better future for our endangered species. So hopefully in 25 years we can sort of talk about them not being critically endangered anymore, because that's the end goal.